Despite having her hands full with Carthage, or at least half full, Rome continues to expand, not only in terms of territory, but also in terms of family. This episode, though, we are going to start off by jumping into the tech tree quickly for a second time. Hey there, Legion, it's Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Old World in our early access series. So I'm going to hit F6 to pull the tech tree back up. And one thing I noticed as I was preparing this episode, I actually started over because this discovery threw me off for a moment, and I wanted to be able to point it out and talk about it correctly. So you can select any tech on the tree, even the ones that you have not yet unlocked, and the game can help you plan your path to a certain technology. So it's not the same thing as Civilization 6, or it doesn't seem to be, where you can say, I want to work toward this technology. It's just a way to label and kind of notate the tech tree for yourself as you continue to make the choices. So what I imagine is that, and I might go ahead and leave this, let's say that I want to set Cataphract as our targeted tech. Notice that there is a kind of footstep logo for every tech that is a prerequisite to that tech. Now, what I'm curious about is when we have a new choice technologically, will those icons show up on the choices and help us along the way? At the very least, we can always check our tech screen to remind ourselves what the prerequisites are, but that's a cool thing that you can do with the tech tree. So last time we went through this top section, let's kind of go through the middle three tiers at this point. We are looking at, well, we already have stone cutting and we have polis, which gave us our free settler. And we have not yet unlocked drama, which unlocks the theater, which is a little bit unusual given that we are Rome. We don't quite have amphitheaters yet, but we'll get there soon. And then after drama are some very important unlocks. First of all, the ramparts, which unlocks the ability to have a chancellor and also the ability to have walls around cities. And of course, forestry as well, which allows you to produce more wood by having lumber mills. But moving on from those two, moving on from the first, ramparts, you can unlock the drawbridge, which gives you the access to Spymaster, finally. There's that warning again. And then you also have access to moats and aqueducts, which is really cool. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know to what extent aqueducts are visible in game yet as Rome, but that's a really exciting option. And I'm sure these are not Rome specific, although I could be proven wrong on that. I'm fairly certain that this tech tree is universal across the current different civilizations in the game. But we will try that out when we try another civilization. And we can also talk about that in the comments to the extent that we can find that out before we jump into another series in the future. So, proceeding onward from forestry, we have land consolidation, which unlocks the war elephant and also the grove, which as a result of, so I guess that would be an improvement to citrus, incense, olives, or wine tiles, luxury resources. So you could build a grove on top of those and increase the benefits that you were getting from those luxuries. Doesn't appear that citrus is a luxury per this tooltip, which is interesting. And then we have the ability to unlock steel once we've also unlocked battle line from the approaching the bottom half of the tech tree. Or really, it is the bottom half, but I guess the bottom third, approaching the bottom third of the tech tree. So steel would unlock the axeman, and that would lead to the bodkin arrow, which unlocks the longbowman, which also there's a training boost for that. I'm not quite sure what the training boost does. Let's see if we can find out. Interesting. It just gives an additional 1,000 training right away. So it's a boost literally to this, and it just pours training into that, which makes a lot of sense because if you notice, this number has gone down considerably since we've been training so many units in the past couple of turns, including the one that I rushed last episode that I didn't need to rush because it was going to be done next turn anyway. Thank you for pointing that out. I felt real silly. Let's go ahead and look at two more techs here, and then we're going to jump back into the game. So then we have the Sarissa, which unlocks the pikeman, and finally military reform at the very end of the tree. Remember that up here we had political reform, so we can have a great minister, and this would unlock a great soldier. I would imagine that this is just someone, I don't know, the great minister would be someone that would be very good for our government positions. Great soldier would be very good as a general. And look, there's a great merchant down here. So we'll have to figure out how the great people work in this game when we get to that point. We're not quite there yet. But let's go ahead and continue our confrontation with Carthage. We have this worker who is done with their quarry, We can build a hamlet here, which would do what? Take away food per year from Rome. Adjacent theaters and baths would get 10% extra what is the question. Would it be 10% extra to their growth bonuses? Or in the case of theaters, their culture bonuses? I'm guessing that's what it is. That seems to make the most sense. Now, we don't have anything in that class here, so if we built a hamlet there, we would have to build like a theater here and a bath there, and then chop this down, which we could do now, actually. What would this do? So this would give us 10 lumber just instantly by removing that. And then we could also clear the land, which gives us another 10 lumber. Check that out. That's pretty cool. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead. We've used up a few orders to do that, but that's okay. That's worth experimenting with. I'm going to build a hamlet here. Although it does appear we can now start the pyramids. Didn't Egypt say they were already building the pyramids? I feel like they did. So the bonus for the pyramids would be a 25% reduction in start law cost. What exactly is a start law? Let's take a look at our legal screen. It's F3, by the way. It might be referencing the cost of enacting a law. So maybe that's some vernacular that they need to change, because start law implies something different, I think, than what is intended. But I think what they're talking about is enacting a new law in this case. So it would be a reduction to this number. That's what I would think. And then, of course, there's the culture boost per year. Part of me is tempted to start building the pyramids here. But this wouldn't do anything adjacency-wise, and we could always build the pyramids there. I couldn't build the pyramids here. This is interesting. I mean, we're playing as Rome, so I know we're playing a civilization-style game, so you don't have to have wonders that are just limited to your civilization, but part of me doesn't want to build the pyramids in Rome because reasons. It's just the principle of the thing. I probably would in Civilization 6 because the pyramids are awesome, and you get that extra worker. But in this game, I don't have that motivation yet, and so I'm just thinking purely narratively, it doesn't make sense. I'm going to go with the hamlet. Talk myself out of it. Okay. So now I still need to explore up here, by the way. FYI, I have this passageway that I haven't sent a scout through yet, so we'll probably be doing that pretty soon. Got a quarry here. Let's work on that. Let's go ahead and, first of all, cut the scrub. Clear the land. Build a quarry. Good to know that you have to, I don't know why I double-clicked that, but it's good to know that you have to clear the land in addition to clearing the scrub. Because, again, anything that you harvest, any of these harvestable resources that have, in some cases, already been harvested by Carthage, will grow back eventually, which is something I haven't messed around with too much yet, but it's really cool. All right, so we have this unit here that looks like we can upgrade them to a Spearman. Interesting. Do I want to do that, is the question? Let's have a quick look. Trying to find the tech that unlocked the Spearmen. Here it is. Okay, so this would definitely provide a bonus against mounted units. And is stronger than the warrior, regardless. And it would eventually upgrade to swordsman, which in my case might actually be the Legion tech, or the Legionary. Although I don't see that option. Is it down here? Spending more time in the tech tree than intended, but all for a good cause. Where is the... All right, here's the Hestatus. Interesting. Not sure why I'm missing it. I might have overlooked it. That's the ballista. That's the horseman. Bath. Conscript. War elephant. Grove. Alright, we've got the archery down here. That's going to be useful. Yeah, so it would follow from this path, I think. Go down this road leading to... Yeah, that's really interesting. I don't know why I can't see anything referring to the Roman legionary unit. I seriously can't. And I've looked through this once already. It's possible that I've overlooked it. If so, I'm sure this is very frustrating because you've already seen it. You know exactly where it is, and I just didn't see it. So I'm looking around like a fool. But I do not see any reference. And of course, you can always pause as I go through these and learn some more about the tech tree. But I don't see any reference. There it is. There it is. Unit tactics. Okay. So... all the way down here. Interesting. So... and this is when... I would assume in the place of the swordsman, we would get a legionary instead. So eventually the spearmen would become a legionary unit, is what I'm seeing. That's why I spent that time with that. So I'm definitely going to upgrade you to a spearman. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay. I can add a general to this slinger unit, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Let's go ahead and promote them. I actually can't promote them with anything, but we can skip their turn for now. Okay, so it costs 50 lumber, and we don't have that. So instead, I'm just going to promote this guy. We're going to give them combat 1. Make them a little bit stronger. We will just have you guys skip your turn. And let's end the year. Carthage still not doing anything. Judaism has been founded in Pi Ramesses. Interesting. So each city in Pi Ramesses, Egypt, of course, gets 2 culture per year. The religion will spread to a new city in 11 turns. Let's take another look. We're now known as the Wise. Oh no! Rhea Fabia is now ill. So she has a 20% chance of death and a 20% chance of severely ill. Duke Consort Bernabarius and Duchess Lucilla Fabia have given birth to a son, Nonus. So that's actually their 2nd child. That's fantastic. So they have 2 boys already. Unfortunately, though, the queen is ill. So hopefully she lives through whatever she's going through. It's a real shame. Yeah, Statius died off screen. We don't quite know. Oh, no, he didn't die off screen, actually. I just forgot about him. But there are one of the things that can happen in this game, and yes, you can zoom out of the family tree using the mouse wheel. Pretty cool. I appreciate the person who pointed that out in the comment section. You can do it. I just, for whatever reason, I hadn't done it yet, but it's very straightforward, just a mouse wheel. But one thing that can happen with the notifications in this game is that you can have family members die off screen. It's happened to me. It happened with Ilya in our case. We didn't see Ilya die in this series, but she died. Our mother died. So we never had a chance to appoint her as an ambassador, which makes me sad. Speaking of that, I may be able to... Yeah, interesting. I had someone... Speaking of people who died off screen, I had someone ask me, did Remus die off screen? And yes, he did. He's dead. I don't know how he died, but he's dead. Huh. Or you know what it might have been? I think he might have been leading the unit that died. I think he might have been the general. No, he wasn't, though. No, I remember that. Because the general was Hosta Fabius, I think. So no, Remus died off screen. Just trying to consider all possibilities. But as I said, that's one thing that can happen right now. Still a work in progress. Early access just launched. The game looks phenomenal for a game that just launched early access, so I won't complain. Just pointing it out. Okay, interesting. Notice that the icon does show up there. So we know that now. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. But now we know that that is something that actually occurs. Really cool. All right, so I do want to unlock forestry because it seems like we're going to start needing, in order to upgrade our units, we're going to start needing more wood. So let's go for forestry. Stolen statue. What's this? The ancient statue we unearthed and later erected in Roma has been stolen. Local militias are baffled by the crime. What shall be done? Yeah. Send court spies to Roma to investigate. Holy crap. Court merchants have arrived from Babylonia with an offer of trade. They believe our nations would grow and prosper from improved negotiations. What is our response? So this would be a trade boost, mainly giving Babylonia... Well, we have a couple of options. We pay gold for political favors or pay gold for additional training. Let's pay gold for additional training. All right, and then we have our brand new settler here, and we're going to go down to the Po River City site. Absolutely, we have the orders to do this in one turn, which I freaking love. It's just so cool. And I think that is a really great spot to put them. Yep, we're going to put them right there. So this is going to be, what do we have so far? We have two different families with, no, three. Because we have Roma, which is a Fabii family. We have, I think, two cities that are Claudius. No, two that are Fabius. So now I think I'm going to give a second Julius city. There we go. Aratium has been founded. Yay! So we have an icon here that says a city is connected to its capital. So that's what this stands for. There's one citizen here. There are 3 citizens in Roma. Citizens can be used to create new specialists. Yeah, that's these options right here. Now we are currently... Oh, we actually do have to choose something to work on here. So let's see what we can focus on. We could produce additional food per year, which we're well on our way to our ambition being completed, our second ambition of the game. I think what I'd rather do right now is produce some additional metal, because we actually are quite low on our metal. We're losing metal year over year right now. So let's get a specialist installed there to help with that problem. And then it appears we also have to choose some production, of course, in our brand new city. So I think a worker is in order there. And we have a worker... Interesting, they can add roads now. Let's find out how that works. If I move you to Ostia... Alright, I can't move you there because there's a worker building, but I can't add a road here anymore. I might be able to do something with them next turn. I think what I'd rather do, because that could very well be the road where the road ends up being built. I think what I'm going to do, I'm really curious about the roads. I haven't seen that at all in the game yet, so I'm excited. Let's come over here, and I'm going to build another farm next to that farm. Okay, and this scout absolutely needs to pop all the way up here so that we can start looking around up here north of the mountains. Part of me wants to force move them, but I'm not going to. All right, we do not have that ability to upgrade. However, I do want to move you guys. Don't have that many orders, so you can't go that far. We're going to have to promote them at some point before we do too much more. Carthage is still leaving us alone. We've completed the ambition, produce 400 food. Wonderful news. New ambition. So clear 7 barbarian sites, control 10 specialists, or control the pyramids. So we do have an option here to build the pyramids. Tell you what, let's go for it. It's desired by Julius, statesman. I can't remember if anyone else is already building it. If so, we might be in trouble. But let's see if we can get away with it here. Yeah, we can. We can build the pyramids here. I'm just holding control to see what my options are. I can also build them up here. Let's do that. Rome has begun construction of the pyramids. So, this is our wonder in progress. It's going to take a moment. Maybe look a little bit different when it's done. I don't know. Let's poke our heads up this direction. Ooh, I already see water. All right, that is all of our scouts' moves. We do have a city site up here, and we will probably be taking advantage of that in short order. Let's force march you because I want to find out exactly... Perfect. All right, so let's not use all of our orders. All right, now we do have the option to add a road here now. So this only takes a year. So it's... Oh, interesting. Hang on. You can't move anymore, but he's already built a road. There might be more to do next turn. All right, I can't promote you, sadly. There's still not a general. Well, Prince Appius Fabius, our son, could lead the slingers here, but I'm going to hold off from having him lead slingers. I want to have him lead a more impressive troop. Perhaps... Who's our general? Servius Fabius Romanus. Perhaps our son could lead this unit. And also, oh, look, there's a chariot. Your nation has trained its first melee mounted unit. These units move quickly and have the unique ability to rout your enemies, allowing you an additional attack if the first one destroys a unit. Ooh, I like that a lot. So, basically, if you are able to kill one unit and you have a couple of units in an area, these chariots can just help absolutely wreck an unprepared force. Which is cool, because that's what you see cavalry doing in a lot of ancient warfare. That's what, at least we know, happened a lot. You would, if you think about, for instance, this is a silly example, it's not too silly, but if you think about the opening of Gladiator, think about what the surprise cavalry charge did to the unsuspecting enemy. When the battle was kind of 50-50 and close, cavalry charge in from the back, and all of a sudden, you have your unit on their back foot, and the cavalry were the instrument that allowed them to rout that enemy. So, not the worst example, I suppose. Let's go ahead and bring you over here. And I may well be adding... Yeah, we might very well make a... All right, yeah, we're out of our training because of all the promotions we've been doing. We've been sucking that up, but it's worthwhile. Let's now move you here. So we have spearmen in front of the cavalry, and we are prepared to start hitting Carthage back relatively soon, which is cool. I'm excited about that. Let's take a look at our slingers here. Yep, we need to move them too. All right, Antium needs a new project. We've already got some workers over here. Is there another city site nearby? Nah, they're all controlled by the Numidians. And we are currently at a truce with the Numidians. So why don't we... Because, yeah, we don't have enough to train another warrior because we're losing metal per turn. So let's train another slinger instead. And this is Antium. Still getting used to, like, where on the screen I look to see which city I'm looking at, because the names disappear when you select them. I also have the option of just building a specialist here, which could help. I have this mine over here. I would provide additional training per year and science per year for a rural specialist, but because it's not a... This is not a metal mine, this wouldn't give me additional metal. I like the idea of additional science per year, though. Training per year I don't need. Food-wise, I'm okay. Stone-wise, I'm okay, because I've been building all the quarries. Tell you what, let's just build another worker in Antium. That's the sensible thing to do. Let's end the year. Ooh, Carthage is making a move. What are they going to do? King Romulus the Wise is now severely ill. Oh, crap. So he has a 70% chance of death. Romulus might be about to die this episode or the next. Appius Fabius and Princess Consort Ahatsunu have given birth to a daughter, Sulpicia. Congratulations. We have all the grandkids. Okay. Let's see what we can pull off here. All right, they're not quite in range yet, but they're about to be. All right, so there's that. Now, I would guess that if I move a unit here, there's probably combat bonus from adjacency, right? That's what I would think. Let's look at the combat bonuses here. Not seeing an adjacency bonus, but we're still plenty strong. All right, so if we kill these guys off, All right, so we've hit them back. Now we have the ability to commit to an additional attack. I'm not going to do that, but we're also about 25 minutes into this episode. So now that we've finally hit Carthage back, I can't do anything with you. Let's go ahead and just pass. Can't upgrade you yet. Can't promote you yet. Apparently I can fortify this unit with its remaining points. So that's always good. Also can't upgrade you, but we do have this warrior, so we're going to start sending them to the front line as well. All the way up there. Next unit. Slingers on the way to the front. Fantastic. Using up most of my orders to make this movement happen, but I am okay with that. So we're not going to be able to do much scouting this turn. All right, so how about we build a worker here? Because we kind of need to. Talk of war. An informant of ours from the Babylonian court has sent us a warning that the court is filled with talk of a looming war with our nation. Interesting. This warning may give us an opening to make a move of our own. Let us reach out to them with a gift, propose a research agreement, or initiate a scholarly inquiry in search of an advantage we might obtain. Interesting. So we could end up at war with Babylonia soon at the same time that we're at war with Carthage. So we would need to wreck them pretty quickly. I'm not going to give them a gift. I like the idea of getting the research boost here because this could help us with forestry. So let's initiate a scholarly inquiry. Fish at rest. One evening, as you go to check on your new fish, you find it floating belly up. Aw, you comfort yourself, knowing that it had a good life. Better than most, actually. It was a good friend. That could be an omen. I think Romulus is about to die. I'm not going to lie. I think we're about to lose Romulus. All right, choose research. We could go with land consolidation, drama, navigation, or a battle line. Let's... I think drama's probably going to be the way to go. Navigation will give us ships, and I know I have said that I'm curious about that. Battle line unlocks the Maceman, though, and we get the free Hastatus. I like the idea of getting the free Hastatus. I like that idea a lot. I don't know why it didn't let me make the choice, but tell you what, we'll go to the next unit here. Now, for whatever reason, it's not letting me build a road here. So I don't know exactly how the roads work. The roads might have to be built through improvements. That's what I'm thinking. Although we have the option here to build a lumber mill. So I should have moved there. I didn't catch that. I was so curious about continuing to build the road. We'll work on that next episode. All right, so I think I'm going to go with battle line because I want that free unit. And we will stop this episode here. I'm really worried about King Romulus the Wise, but I'm also... I would like to get this episode up for you guys relatively on time. So we're going to get that going. And in the next one, we might be able to actually make some progress against Carthage. They seem to have some territory up here that we need to visit. We have some exploration to do and maybe even some cities to found north of the mountains up here. We might have an entire section of the continent kind of locked down for our exploitation, which is really nice. Haven't done any exploring up here, so we have more to figure out. And of course, just our first full-scale conflict with a properly developed, mostly, front line and some generals in place to help these units level up. The only thing is that training is so light right now that it's taking a while to be able to promote our units. One thing, you know what, I might go about explaining this again at the beginning of the next episode, but one thing I did figure out, this was a confusing point from the last episode, but I felt it was kind of funny when I figured it out because I started off a single-player game just to play around with some of the first turn mechanics again. And of course, the reason that we have this modifier in Rome for training that is so high, hang on, let's see if I can point to it. Yes, so we're looking at our training modifiers again. The reason that we have that champions modifier, that seat right there, that's referring to the family that is in control of that city. So that's the modify for the Fabii family that founded Rome. If you look here, they're the champions. The Claudius family are the landowners. The Julius family are the statesmen. So that's just talking about the seat of power. So that clarifies that. I'll talk about it more at the beginning of the next episode just to make sure that it's clear. But for now, I'll stop this one here so I can upload this somewhat on time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.